Las Americas.
Oh, ladles and jelly spoons. It says you're live, so we must be live. This is Adam,
All the way from Kerry Island.
and we're in, where are we? Las Americas,
Las Americas.
behind McDonald's. We just went there. A new instalment has been charged to my account by PayPal. Okay. So where are we going? We're going to have a walk around Las Americas today.
Yeah.
So, Adam, welcome.
Thank you, Tim.
You're very welcome. And you're moving over here to live, I believe.
Yeah, over here since the 26th of this month. Staying in a hotel in Adeke. And then we have a studio apartment booked for a month till we get our NIE numbers and hopefully have a place in Kayasavaki
Cool dude.
in Adeke.
Cool dude. So where are we today, ladles and jelly spoons? We are right by the McDonald's here, opposite Veronica's. So we're going to go to the beach and then take a left, I think.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. It's pretty quiet today, but if you look on the streets, it's massive.
Yeah.
Let's go over the zebra crossing, because I always complain that people don't use the zebra crossings.
Yeah.
Do you go out of the country, Tim? Never. Never leave the country.
No. But why would you?
Exactly.
You're going to, if you leave the country, you're going to another country where you're not guaranteed good weather, where here you're guaranteed good weather most of the year, all the year.
Most of the thing really is that Christina doesn't travel anymore.
Yeah, that too.
So,
But I also heard it's 3 weeks of the year it rains up here. Is that true? Like, it's not all at one time, it's kind of spread out.
it's very spread out, and basically it's usually early mornings, so I don't get to see it.
Yeah.
So this is the barranco that is the border between Arona and Adeje.
Yeah.
So this side is Adeje,
Yeah. There's a.
and this side is Arona, which are different municipalities.
Yeah, where not the last time, the time before we came over, myself and my girlfriend, I walked her all the way to Port Colon from Las Cristianas.
Oh wow, that's a long way.
Yeah, we were going out on a boat trip with Tenerife First Excursions.
Oh, Daniel.
Yeah, so that's what I did because it was our first time over here. So I walked her to Port Colon.
Cool dude.
Taking breaks in between, obviously, because it's a long walk.
Were there beer breaks?
No, I actually don't drink. Haven't drank in 4 years.
Okay, cool.
So.
They're just mopping up the blood from the last night.
Yeah.
So here we go, ladles and jelly spoons. Lagomera has been stolen, call the police. My gimbal's a little bit skew-whiff today. Does this turn? No, it won't turn. Because the horizon's not straight, is it?
No, and then it's not turning.
No, well, don't worry about that. We do it like this. So those buildings in the distance there, that's the Hard Rock Hotel in Playa Paraíso, and or Playa Paraíso, some people say, but it's Playa Paraíso, and Kayasavaki is about 600 yards past that.
Yeah.
So JBM Travels is asking a few questions here. If I come over, will you show me around? Around a what? I can't do like a tour guide, but I can take you on a walk for an hour. No problem. What else are you saying? What camera do you use, Tim? This particular one I'm using now is an iPhone 15 Pro. So let's get up the front here and see if we can. Have you got time?
It's 25 past 9.
25 past 9, so we started late. So it's not going to be a long one today, unfortunately, because I've got to get back. Because I've got to get back and get Christina up, because this afternoon We're going live with Webby.
Yeah.
At the Moonlight Bar.
That's
the
around,
Moonlight.
That's around 3:15, is it? 3:30?
3:15 we go live, but I'll be there about 2:45 to get ready. Umcha, umcha, umcha. Gotta shout over this crappy music. Umcha, 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 umcha. Unless I get sort of like, what's the word? They take all the money off you.
Oh yeah, but if you get a strike.
Well, it's not a strike. They just say this is our music, so we want the money.
Yeah.
So they don't allow you. Well, some of them will share the money with you.
If they want to be nice.
If they want to be nice, but others don't. And very rarely they just block it. They just say, I don't want my music on your video. Well, there you go. I don't know who wants that type of music in the morning, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I won't mind chill music, but it's like uncha music in the mornings.
If you're sitting down at a cafe or a restaurant, having a coffee, that's the last music you want to hear in the morning.
For me, anyway.
Especially if you're out the night before.
That's also true. But when you live here, you don't go out.
No.
Because it's... that's the biggest problem you got. Is that if you come over here to live, sometimes you treat it like a holiday. And you can't do that really. Because you run out of money very quickly. It's Sony Music that tries to get your account banned. No, they don't. They just ask you not to use it and demonetize the video.
Our lives are different because you can't re-edit over and cut it out.
Yeah, lives are different, but there's still... whenever anybody says there's a copyright request, let me just sit here a sec and we can see what the guys are saying. When there's a copyright request,
you have...
all I do is I just say I was live and it was in the background.
Yeah.
And I don't believe it was
intentional.
It wasn't intentional, and they have to reply. A person has to reply within 30 days.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then it gets released.
It gets released.
So all you got to do is to do that and get it released. Here we go. So 66 people watching. Michael Penny's on. JB and Travels. The Iron Man. Demonetized. Just the video, not the person. Trisha, Webby going live. I didn't know. You don't want showing around, but I don't mind buying around. And Smiler's on. Flying Truck has just put a new video up called Balls in Sheep Country. That's a what's it called? Have you ever heard one of, what do they call it? Clickbait.
Yeah, clickbait.
Ever thought about getting a GoPro? I used to have a GoPro with a gimbal. It was the first camera that I ever did. If you watch any of the, what's it called? Any of the Maritime Walkway old videos we did, just go to the Maritime Walkway playlist. Almost all of those were done on a GoPro with a gimbal. I had a Feiyutech S6, I think it was, gimbal. And yeah, so then I went to 360 and then I went to iPhone with a gimbal.
And you'd say this yourself, Tim, that if you have Apple everything, it's easier because it's all the same.
That's true. That's true.
Especially if you're dealing with iTunes and stuff and transferring data, it's easier.
Gideon's on, Zelda's on, Andrew Rothy's on, Fiona, Ollie, Michael, Susan, N. Smiler, Tony Such is on, Iron Man Neil, Michael Penny, and Orcus Whaling. He's coming out this afternoon as well, I believe. So, ladles and jelly spoons, this is Adam McGuinness, and he's coming over to try his luck.
In a sunnier climate.
In sunnier climate.
Cold weather.
With your girlfriend.
Yeah.
We're going to give her a name.
Caitlin.
Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin, if you're watching in bed.
3.5 years with her now.
So. Oh, yeah.
we decided to move over because Kerry Island started getting very expensive. As you know, with the rent being so sky high over there, and then in Ireland it's getting harder for houses and mortgages. So now with the, I don't know if it's like this over here, Tim, but the average price of a house in Ireland now is about, for a good one in Kerry, is 400,000.
Oh yeah.
And the deposit for a mortgage is 15%, so it's like they want 40 grand.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just said, why not pay half that money and live in a sunnier climate?
Exactly. Is he looking to buy eventually?
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
So the plan is hopefully rent for a year or two, and then if it works out, then look at buying.
Okay. And you're looking for work, obviously, but at the moment, do you get help from the government to look for a job in Europe?
No.
No?
No.
It's all your own savings?
All our own savings, but then we planned this for nearly a year before we decided to do it, to give us that year to save. So, because I knew from experience being over here 4 or 5 times that you need a substantial savings, and with the NI number coming through and stuff, and not guaranteed an appointment as soon as you come over, to have that savings there. So then when you do get a job, you still have a little bit there to cover yourself until you build up a bit of money for 2 months rent.
Exactly. Exactly. The only thing is with, if you're looking at service industry here, then obviously there's not really much chance of getting on the property ladder.
No.
So you've got to like work your way up into management or whatever in the service industry.
That's what I find even in Ireland, Tim. It's the same. If you're in hospitality work,
that's what I'm talking about.
They don't look at in mortgages and stuff because it's not full-time work and you're not guaranteed your hours because it's seasonal.
Yeah. Well, luckily here we're not seasonal.
No, it's all year round.
Okay, let's go for a walk and get a coffee, eh?
Sounds good.
Ray's on. Ray Duffy. Oh, there's a nice sound of the sea.
Yeah, it's a very... You'd walk this every day, all day.
Couple of joggers. That'll be me in 10 years. When I'm 73.
I'm 30 and still can't jog because of my knee.
I can't jog because of my head. I've got no interest in it.
Well, that's me too, Tim, so you're okay.
Good on you. Good on you. So you just got to remember when you're in the island, you got to walk on the right.
And then when you're crossing roads, you have to be careful because they drive on the opposite side over here.
That is exactly right.
So in Ireland, they drive on the other side. So when you're crossing roads over here, you have to look the other way because they come from a different side.
Yeah, but I thought in Ireland they're going to move over to driving on the right. So in February, motorcycles, and then in March, cars, and then in May, trucks.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. Especially with all the one-way streets that they're now...
Well, I'm only going one way.
True.
Are the mountains visible? Says Dougie Montana, whose name is a mountain. Let's have a look. Nope.
No, too many buildings.
Oh yeah, you can see the top of a mountain over there. But it's all sort of misty, plain misty for me. I mean, you can rarely see any of Playa Paris or anything. And La Gomera has been stolen.
So where's your go-to coffee spot in Las Americas, Tim?
I don't have one. I very rarely come here. Christina likes it here.
I find Las Americas is for holidaymakers that like to be central. Because it's kind of in between a decade and Las Cris.
Basically, it's just this strip of beach. I mean, if you go inland one road, there's quite a few bars on that as well. But this is where Christina likes. She likes. Oh, it's gone. Oh no, here it is, Ocean Breeze. But where's the Buddha? There used to be a massive Buddha here. There's only a little one now. This wellness centre. Oh, I got to tell her the Buddha's gone. Because that was, she can't see very well, but that was her, you know, the things she could see basically. Alan's Homemade Vlogs on. Chris Godfrey's on. Pete and Shell are on. It's Craig, 9:37. Morning lads, to David Kelsey.
Morning, David.
So, Restaurant Villaflor. Pizzeria, wouldn't eat a pizzeria.
No, my go-to food on the island is Indian.
Is that what you like?
Yeah, I love Indian food.
We got 2 Indians in Kayasavaki, and the Irish bar just closed down, and I've heard that's going to be turned into an Indian as well.
Oh yeah?
So in our little village we're going to have 3 Indians.
Well,
so that means the prices are going to drop, hopefully. You got Brits walking on the left.
I actually went to Tandoori Hut in Las Americas.
Oh yeah?
Here the other day.
I've never been there.
At Lamb Vindaloo, Tim.
Was it nice?
Yeah, lovely. And my girlfriend
Brits on the left.
My girlfriend tried it for the first time.
Uh-huh.
And she nearly died with the heat of it.
Does anyone know if Webby's doing a live today? I don't know. He might do. If I get... he might do if I get home in time. So, do you want to talk about work?
Yeah, so in Ireland I worked in a bar doing glass detecting for over a year in a 4-star hotel. I moved down to Clarny then and worked in a 5-star hotel doing landscaping and spa attending. And then before that I was 15 years with my father on a building site doing construction work.
Oh wow.
So mixing cement, laying concrete, laying flags.
Is your dad still around?
He is, yeah, he's still doing it at home, and he tried to get me home before I moved over here to work with him again. But I decided to come over to the sunnier climate.
Exactly.
As my words to him was, that money isn't guaranteed to him because of the weather over there. Like, he was offering me good money for this job, and I was telling him that if it rains, I've no job.
That's true.
So I was working in At the Heights Hotel in Kerry and doing landscaping and stuff, and they tried to keep me over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you prefer trying your luck in Tenerife?
Yeah, Tenerife. It was either here, Tim, or New York.
Oh yeah, oh New York. That's a bit different.
Yeah.
What would you do in New York? Same type of deal?
Yeah. See, with my qualification in bar work and my experience on the floor and stuff in hospitality, I found that here or likes of America or Canada would be the right place because it's full of tourists and then pays okay, and then they work off tips in America.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the same over here.
No.
But what tips are like over here, but...
Well, it depends who you got. If tipping is not normal here, but people do tip, but it's not really normal.
Where in hospitality in Ireland, they are now being told on the buses, you know, the tourist bus, like that do, they are being told, oh, you don't need to tip. They're saying to, like, the likes of the Americans and stuff, that you don't need to tip, that it's not like America where it's kind of, you kind of have to do that with manners.
Yeah.
In Ireland, you don't. It's kind of choice.
Okay. Wow, that dog's shit was smelt that. But the guy picked you up in the end. He wasn't going to till I looked at him.
Yeah, that's another big problem in Ireland, Tim.
Yeah.
I think out of respect you should pick it up.
Here we go. Alan's Homemade Vlogs. Remember all, please hit the thumbs up. I've had emails and WhatsApp telling me just in case I forgot. You know, he's picked a spot as well with no Wi-Fi. So So I'm just hoping that when we get there, that we've got a signal.
Signal, yeah, that's another thing. And then I find everyone should share it on their social media and spread the video around.
Exactly. So we'll go over here and then we'll turn left inside. Tear down the middle of the road. Oh, just to let you know, the thing's been fixed, by the way. I can read all your comments now. So that's pretty good.
Heard that's a problem. I watch a good few YouTubers and there's a lot of people saying that.
I think it was mostly affecting on iPhones.
Yeah, they're thinking that it wasn't YouTube. It was just some mobile devices or...
No, the way that you got to look at it, right, and the way I look at it, is that if it is affecting one device,
yes,
then that means that the app for that device is faulty.
Yeah.
So YouTube app for iPhone, they broke something when they released a new version. And I always say what you've got to do is you've got to look at the thing that changed immediately before the thing, and iPhone iOS didn't change.
No.
So it must have been just the YouTube app that changed.
And then with iOS being such a good software in terms of security and stuff, for Android is easier to get into, like hacking and stuff. We won't go on too much about that, but iOS is better in terms of safety. Like if you're, say, like YouTube and stuff, you have Apple have a better security system in terms of you're protecting your IP address and stuff when you're going live.
The reason I chose Apple was years and years ago. I had a Windows notebook that I got from work.
Yeah.
And I got a modem, and it was right at the beginning of the internet where you could dial in, and I got a free access to the internet from home. So I took my modem home and plugged it in, and I had to do all this DLL stuff and really do all the configuration, network configuration, everything. And eventually I got onto a very slow internet connection, and I could go to I don't know, whitehouse.gov, right, and see the White House. That was there was only two websites you could get to. One was whitehouse.gov, the other one was whitehouse.com.
I actually have a funny story regarding the internet, Tim.
Yeah, but the whitehouse.com is a porn site, the very first porn site. So, but a mate of mine had an Apple notebook.
Yeah.
And he said, can I get on it? So I plugged the modem into him, and I started trying to do all the settings and networks and everything, and we couldn't do it. It didn't work. So then we closed all the windows, and there was an alert at the back. It said, it looks like you're trying to set up a network. Shall I do it for you? And you just press yes, and it did it all. It worked perfectly. So that's when I said, that's it for me. I'm definitely going to have that Apple. So then I had to get 4 jobs to afford the first iPhone, but there you go. That was years later, of course. But I've never looked back. Never looked back.
I used to be an Android Samsung man, Tim, and then I moved to an iPhone X because I used to have the 4S and the iPhone 5S. But then I moved to the iPhone X because the home button was gone. It's all Face IDs, and I wouldn't change back.
No. Well, my first smartphone was the iPhone. I was coming from Sprint in America, where just normal phones and pages and stuff. So, Ted Whitfield's on, Eugene McGeever, Anne Marie. Scotsman Tenerife, hey guys. As you know that Webby's going live. Looks hotter than Dublin. It definitely is hotter than Dublin. Should we get a coffee here? The metropolis.
Sounds good, Tim.
I've been here before. What are you going to have?
cappuccino, please.
This one?
Yeah.
Gracias, señor. There we go. So, ladles and jelly spoons, we're here in the metropolis. You got to watch the little green dot, that's the camera.
Okay.
Otherwise, you look like Webby. He's saying, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How the devil are you?"
Yeah, well.
So, is it this camera? Is it this microphone? I did turn it on, but I don't know whether it's connected or not because it's blue.
It's blue, so I'm guessing it is. How's the sound, everyone?
Early days of the internet, chaos, says Margie. Wires everywhere. Yes. We used to sell wireless LAN cables in a box for six quid.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because wireless LAN, there's nothing, it's an empty box.
One of my friends used to have an internet provider called Clearwire. It looked like an aerial to a TV. And he used to play a game called RuneScape when we were younger.
RuneScape, I remember that.
And he had to put the internet box into his sink to get connection. Genuinely, yeah. He had to put the Clearwire internet box into the sink to get connection in his house.
So, I think we've got waitresses here, have we? I'm sure we do. Right, cafe con leche and a cappuccino.
Sound is good.
Fue more windy than Tenerife, España at night.
Especially at night.
All right. Sound is good, thank you. It was this microphone, was it? Going to Fuerteventura soon. Reckon the weather. Okay, Fuerteventura was Fue. Fue is it was in Spanish. It's also I went. Fue. Alright, Duffy, Julie's on. Kevin's saying hi to everybody. Go to Starbucks next door, Tim. No. Early days of the internet chaos, wires all over the place. Much warmer than Dublin. How was Inverness? Okay, they're all talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Is also good. I'm going to give you.
They're a very close group, I find.
I'm going to give you a view of the. What was that? Steve. Hi Tim, I haven't been down that area a few years. There used to be a Hooters. No, there's no Hooters anymore.
That must be a few years ago.
Must have been a few years ago. So, why are we so skew-whiff here? And I can't turn it either. Handsome guys watching away from Ipoh in Malaysia. It's Larry from Ipoh. Cool dude, Larry. So I'll just give you a little view of the surfers going in. Well, I think that's the Silver Surfer over there.
Surfing seems to be a big thing over here.
Well, this is one of the surfing paradises, is Las Americas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the waiter's eye. Trying to get the waiter's eye. So, ladles and jelly spoons. What time is it now?
It's now 10 to 10.
Oh, we got 10 minutes before we need to start thinking about walking back.
Watching and only 43 thumbs up.
How many what?
90.
90 people watching, only 43 thumbs. That's also okay. That's also okay. A lot of people on TV can't do it.
Yeah.
I found out that if you want to put the thumbs up on a TV, you've got to press up twice. Yeah. And then to the right until the thumb's there, and then press OK.
Where I now watch everything on my laptop over here.
All right.
I bought a brand new Acer Nitro 5 in Ireland for €1,200 because of YouTube and I'm thinking of taking it up. So I said I'd buy myself a good laptop.
Another YouTuber. Cool dude.
I'm thinking of it.
See, for $1,200 you'd have got a MacBook Air.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. 2,000.
No, you're looking at 2 grand, 2.5 grand, and then the thing is, I can take out 8 screws and upgrade it myself.
Right.
Where MacBook you can't.
Yeah, but you don't need to upgrade a MacBook.
Yeah.
Just swap it out for another one.
Yeah.
Hola, señor.
My friend, how are you?
Good, thanks. Cappuccino y café con leche.
Muy bien.
Gracias.
Café con leche doesn't have the foam, I don't think.
Yeah, it's
Milky coffee.
milky coffee, yeah.
So ladles and jelly spoons. We're going to relax now. So I'll tell you what's going to happen today. Not a lot of people know this, but Webby's going to go live.
Yeah. That was kept secret.
It was kept a secret, big secret.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not sure whether I can let the cat out of the bag. But Webby's going to do his first live. It's not really his first live because he's been live on his thing before. It's always been with me.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that he's got a load of football-y type, sporty people together. And the thing is, what he should have done was had a one-on-one live or something like that. But he's invited 8 people, so I've got to, I don't know what the microphone situation is going to be like, or whether you're going to be, whether you're going to hear him or not. And also he's picked a spot where the Wi-Fi or the connection to a SIM card is notoriously bad. So I won't be able to stream in 4K.
720p?
720 or 480 probably. But we'll see. So I'm taking the big camera and plugging that one in and plug that into my laptop.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use this camera as the continuity camera, just for doing shots of wide shots.
Yeah, wide shots of
and then
where you are and stuff.
Yeah. Now we're going to be inside, so there's not going to be a lot of
view.
Yeah. So I mean that's another thing as well. Inside is also going to be a problem.
You have to then worry about lighting and stuff, don't you?
I've got my lighting with me, but as I say, it wasn't thought out. I don't think it wasn't thought out, but it was a nice thing to do.
Oh no.
It was my idea to do it outside. I'm not away from Karasavaki, but I think the Moonlight Bar. But he's a mate of Webby's, so it might be okay. Might be okay. We'll see.
What's everyone saying?
Alan, stick the wide angle on the Pocket 3. Yeah, I was going to use the Pocket 3, but the biggest problem I've got is I've only got 2 fast USBs. So if I've got the big camera on the fast USB, I can't plug the Pocket 3 in, because the other USB is for my controller and the sound system. So I've got to plug the sound system and the controller. I'm using a hub anyway for that sound system, and the controller that plugs into one. Then I've got one fast Thunderbolt port for the camera, for the external camera. That's why I'm using the wide angle for the continuity camera, because that's wireless. Morning tip on each bud. Stick the wide angle on the Pocket 3. Is Webby going live? Looking busy there, people walking around. It is 10:50, Tim. Thanks, Craig.
It's fairly busy.
It's fairly busy, yeah. We got some nice waves coming in as well.
Yeah. And when we were walking to a decade the other day, you'd see it was very busy, like, and the beaches were busy and people laying down and stuff. So.
I read an article yesterday from Haven, Tenerife, which is Janet Anscombe.
Yeah.
And she's saying we've already had 6 canoes coming with 100 people each on them, fleeing Africa. ¿Sí, sí? A querido sentarse con nuestros. De nada. Lady just asked if she could sit down, and she nicked the stool. She didn't ask to sit down, obviously, but there you go. Is Webby on? Oh no, he's not on yet. And Everton Matthews, good morning, Tim. Up in Edinburgh at the moment, come to decorate the daughter's baby room, which is due in March. There you go. Well, you got plenty of time to paint then.
Yeah.
Webby's channel above live today about 3:15, I think. Yeah, 3:15 is. It depends when I can get out of the house. Basically, I've got to get back, get Christina up, washed and dressed and watered, and then she has a routine after breakfast that she's got to go through with her legs and stuff like that and loo and what have you, and then that's usually finished around about 3. Cappuccino con leche.
So you're quite routine in that.
We're going to be routine, but the thing is, it takes a while. So usually I can get out of the house by 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But Webby wanted to go earlier, so I've asked her if we can get ready by 2, so I can get my kit together and drive down to and find a parking. Well, I'll just park in the car park next to the Moonlight Bar if it's not full. But yeah, so that's the problem, is getting Christina ready. So I can't guarantee the actual time. We wanted to go live at 3, but I thought that's not really doable for me.
Yeah, it's kind of
pushing it, yeah.
Pushing it, yeah.
So here we go, got some surfers going out.
What your Travel Bentley wants to know what your thoughts of visas for Tenerife is.
What the what?
Your thoughts on visas for Tenerife?
What are my thoughts on visas?
Tenerife.
For Tenerife. They've got the work visa where you have to, if you're if you're a European, you don't need a visa, obviously. But if you're non-European, then you need either a work visa where you have to start the process of immigration from your home country, and you need to get a job, and the employer has to prove that no other European can do your job. Yeah. So you have to be a specialist. So there's enough Europeans to do any job, and you have to be a real specialist to get a work visa here. Specialized doctor or professional or whatever. It's very hard to get a work visa from another country for a job like a barman or whatever. Yeah. So in the hospitality unit, because there are enough Europeans to be able to do that job. Very much like Britain, you know, Britain only wants your best, yeah?
Yeah.
So the immigrants to Britain, you have to prove that you got loads of money or that you've got a skill that Britain needs.
Yeah.
And everybody's okay with that until the Brits find out they got to do the same when they come here, which is a shame. But that's Brexit for you. It keeps on giving. The other visa you can do is what's called a non-lucrative visa, which means you're not allowed to work, but you have to have enough money and medical insurance and what have you to look after yourself. So I think
that's more for a long-term holiday, is it, Tim? It's a non-lucrative one.
A non-lucrative visa is where you can't work. You can live here, but you can't work. Typically for retirees and stuff, or for people who are rich. There is a third visa, the non-lucrative visa, by the way. The amount of money that you have to have is equivalent to it's like the shopping basket. It's like the cost of living index. It isn't really the cost of living index, but it's like the cost of living index in that you have to have 4 times the minimum for the first person and 1 times the minimum for every other family member. So for you and a spouse, for instance, that would be around about 32 to 36,000 a year that you have to show as income or savings. Some of that can be in a property if you own a property over here, and everybody's different. So go to the local embassy in the country you're in and get all the details. In fact, North Tenerife man Steve Pearson has already done that, and he's actually got all the information there, and I did an interview with him, so go back and watch that one. But after that you do have to renew, and sometimes there's you can get into trouble renewing as well. It's a lot of paperwork, to tell you the truth. The other visa that is on offer now, which is fairly new, is the what's it called? The digital nomad visa. I don't think it's called that, but it's designed for digital nomads, where you're working for a company that is not based in Spain.
Yeah.
And in fact, your income cannot come from, well, I think only 20% of the income can come from Spain.
Would that be like if you're working remotely?
Yeah, so if you're a remote worker, you work for another company, then you can live here and you get cheap tax, and you can stay for 5 years, I think it is.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty good, because they want more digital nomads here, you know, and also the infrastructure is building up as well. So we've got really fast internet. In fact, the SIM card I've got is like 500 upload and download, so it's really good. That's Lobster. Go to timothydowd.com and have a look at the Lobster offer down there. I get a £5 if you book it, but you do need to have an address here to get that. There you go. Hi Andrew. Andrew's on. Morning Alan. David Butler's on.
Morning, David.
It's only Daily Mail, unlikely to be accurate. Don't need lots of money, just a boat to get across the channel. I saw something saying £7 to go to Tenerife, Alicante, for example, was on the Daily Mail. Okay, then you're not talking about a visa then. What you're talking about is a visa waiver, which you use right now. So you don't need a visa to come here from Britain, but you need a visa waiver, which means you don't need a visa. And what they're doing is they've created this ETIAS system. The ETIAS system is the European it's the European visa waiver program, like the American visa waiver program, and they're bringing that in, and it's been trying to come in for the last 2 years, and this year is they're actually going to do it this year, I think. So what it means is that you have to, if you want to travel to Europe, you have to fill in this form, and it's all your details, and pay €7 to get this visa waiver, and then it's good for 3 years then. So it's not a visa that you get in, if that's what you're asking. It's a visa waiver system that's in place now, but they're making it electronic so that you don't have to show. I think you still have to show passports when you get on the plane, but probably not when you get off.
Yeah.
So it's going to streamline the way through airports, because all your details will be attached to your passport. So you just clip it and they just pull you up on the computer, and then you'll be able to go through. Obviously that's the theory, and with any computer system you're not going to get it like that. So there's going to be years of tumult and turmoil, and people will be complaining and saying they don't want our money over there, we're going to go somewhere else, and you got all these people who do that.
Another question I have for you is, will they, after you use it, say the first time, the second time, will they not say, oh, it's time you apply for a visa if you're going to come over that much?
No, basically the visa waiver program is nothing to do with applying for a visa.
Yeah.
And your 90 days are still, it's the rolling 90 days is still active.
Oh, right.
If you don't have a visa, yeah. So it's so that's why it's not a visa, you know.
Yeah.
It's only a visa waiver, and they're just electronicifying it, or whatever if that's a word. So I hope that clears that up. It's called the ETIAS system if you want to look it up. ETIAS, European Travel Information I don't know.
¿Café con leche?
Para mí, por favor. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Sí, no, de nada.
I would suggest, even as a European citizen and being young myself, I would look at all proper legit websites.
Yeah.
Because you can get mixed information.
Yeah.
Regarding what you have to do coming over and when you get here. So just make sure you go onto the proper websites.
Yeah, but as a European, the way it works is if you just come over here and live, right? After 3 months, you have to register with the police.
Yeah.
And when you register with the police, you get an NIE and your green card. If you don't register with the police, you become not an illegal immigrant, you become a irregular immigrant, right? And there's not really much they can do about it.
No.
You know? Obviously, if you want to participate in society, then you do need the paperwork.
Yeah.
But like voting or getting medical attention and stuff like that. So that's important. But that's really important that you get your NIE, your green card, then you're registered with the doctor.
And then even being a European citizen, you need to have health insurance as well, don't you, when you
Well,
come over?
if you're
To get
working,
the
if you're working and you're paying Social Security, then that's your health insurance.
Yeah.
You get a blue card,
Yeah.
and also if you're a retiree, and your country has a reciprocal agreement with Spain, then you'll get your blue card, so you can get your medical done. But they do recommend that you get private health insurance as well. On the non-lucrative visa, the private health insurance has to cover everything that the Spanish health service would cover.
Yeah.
And that means pre-existing conditions.
Yeah.
Which a lot of private companies don't do. So be careful you get the right one. There are certain health insurance companies that actually advertise that they are ratified by the Spanish government for non-lucrative visa use.
In Ireland, because I had a friend that worked in health insurance and my sister, for say pre-long conditions that you had, it's 5 years before they cover it.
Right, and that's that. So you really got to pay through the nose if you're coming over here and having private health insurance. It's always better that if you have a state pension, that your state pension gives you an E121, I think it is. I think in Britain they changed that to the S1, but it's the same form. E121 allows you to access the Spanish health system here.
So
if you're resident.
If you had health insurance, say, over in Ireland, will that cover you over here?
You have to contact your insurance company, obviously.
Yeah.
Basically, if you got private health insurance anywhere in the world, then your policy will tell you which countries it's covered in. Typically, if you're on holiday, then your holiday insurance will cover you, right? If you don't have holiday insurance, then there are certain charities that help you out if you're in trouble. But basically, if you've got private health insurance for day-to-day health, then you just got to ask them whether that covers abroad. And if they say only for holidays, then it's usually up to 30 days.
Or if you don't have private health insurance, what I would do is, being a European citizen, is get the European health insurance card.
Well, the European health insurance card only covers emergencies for tourists.
Yeah.
So it won't cover you as a resident.
Oh no, not as a resident. I'm saying for a holiday maker, just to have it there, because it's handy to have when it doesn't actually cost that much to get it.
Well, the Brits have got the GHIC now, the Global Insurance Health Card.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
that's
so
newly in, is it?
They couldn't call it the European anymore because they're not European. But it's the same deal, and it's also valid here. So make sure that if you're coming over on your holiday, get some holiday insurance first, but also bring your GHIC, because if it's an emergency, then you don't have to pay.
And that's another thing. When some holiday companies, like I'm not going to name a few, like Love Holidays and stuff, those kind of companies, some of them don't cover, if you get holiday insurance with them, they don't cover long-term conditions.
No.
You have to go privately.
Exactly. No, pre-existing conditions are not covered on a lot of the things. That's a nice coffee. Do you use sugar? Oh, you've used your sugar, okay.
Yeah, 1 spoon or 1.
I was gonna have a second sugar, but I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right now. Let me see what's happening. Okay, at Scott's. That's a look. Been to Caletta before, so know all about it. 10-10 now, Tim. Thank you very much, Craig. JBM thumbs up. I've got to bring you a bit closer in to read these, so I'm going to turn you around. No interest in politics whatsoever, but from what you are saying, Brexit is causing the issues. Shouldn't have happened. Oh well. No, it's not causing issues really. It's just putting Brits in the same position as everybody else is not European. It's just, nothing changed. It's just that the Brits now classed as non-Europeans, and before they were classed as Europeans. So nothing's changed in the European Union apart from the Brits are out. How long is Adam staying on the island? Hope he has a great time, says Anne-Marie. He's actually staying forever.
And hopefully for good. All going well. Looking for accommodation at the moment, which is very hard to get. but as soon as we get an NIE number, which we have booked for the 19th of February, hopefully we'll have accommodation by then, because you need a lot of websites for like how renting and stuff. Look for NIE and documentation before
Are
they.
you doing it all yourself?
I actually have someone helping us get it.
A guest store?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Because translation.
Yeah.
That's another big thing. You need, all the forms are in Spanish, so you need, if your Spanish isn't strong, you need a translator to help you and come with you to the police and the town hall.
That's another thing I recommend, that if you come over here, is learn the language. And the easiest way to learn Spanish is to speak it. I know that's easy for me to say, but just to go into positions where you have to speak it, because learning it from a book or from Duolingo or something like that's not good enough. The best one I've found is Spanish with Paul, because he teaches Spanish like a child would learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Sort of a little bit at a time, and the grammar's not that important. It's just a matter of learning to say the words like a parrot, right?
Yeah.
And he also concentrates on stuff that you need right now, so you can start a conversation with somebody right now.
Yeah.
So a lot of Spanish courses will concentrate on hello, how are you, my name's Tim, what do you do for a job, and all that sort of small talk.
Yeah.
And what he does, he teaches you first of all to pronounce the language.
Yeah. And
So the first lesson is basically all the words that are similar to English.
Yeah.
And how to pronounce them. So after the first level, if you like, you have a really good grasp of how to pronounce the words. It's the difference between saying player and playa.
Playa, yeah.
Yeah?
Playa Las Americas.
Playa Las Americas, yeah? And why is it Americas and not Americas?
Is it because there's a silent letter in it?
Because there's a little dash over the E.
Yeah.
So it's Americas.
Yeah.
So they teach you how to do that. It's like I was talking to Craig, the Orcus Whaling, the other day. He's staying opposite the Bitakara. And the Bitakara is a hotel here, and nobody calls it Bitakara.
It's Bitakora.
Bitakora.
For a lot.
Yeah, Bitakora. But because there's an accent on the A, it's pronounced Bitakara. And a Bitakara is a what's that thing they got? I don't even know the English word now. A binnacle.
Yeah.
A binnacle is the housing of a ship's compass, and that's a Bitakara. So it's the hotel binnacle. So this teaches you how to pronounce Spanish right at the beginning, and then as you go forward, you don't fall into any bad
situations. Right.
I can't even think of. That's the problem, you see. I know the German word now.
That's something I know the very basics of is German. Yeah. That's what I learned the basics of in school.
I tried to learn German, I couldn't do it, and then I moved to Bavaria and realised that they don't speak German there. They got this like their own accent, you know.
Yeah.
And now I can speak Bavarian, but I can't write German.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Where I lived for 2.5 years in Kerry, they say there that they have their own language.
Kerry does have its own language, as does Cork.
One of my friends' dad says that there's Irish people and you have to understand Kerry people.
Kerry people, yeah. Isn't the Kerry man is like the joke man, right?
Yeah.
So when we would say Irish jokes, the Irishman would say a Kerry joke, right?
Yeah.
Not that I say Irish jokes anymore.
Would you have many Irish followers, Tim?
99% of you are Irish and Scottish. That's not true. But a lot of Irish followers. They're friends.
Yeah, they're
Irish friends.
Irish friends.
But everybody who knows me knows that I am not a nationalist, so I don't believe in borders.
In my opinion,
borders sell books.
It doesn't matter where you're from; they should all be treated the same.
Exactly. The only difference, see, I look at it this way: I lived in Manchester, moved to London, right? But that's not called immigration, is it? Then I moved to Worthing, and that's not called immigration. No. But you go another 32 miles to France, all of a sudden you've immigrated.
Yeah.
What's the difference? The difference is the arsehole in charge.
Yeah.
So I just moved a bit further than everybody else. So everybody who doesn't live in the little village they were born in is an immigrant somewhere. But if you have national pride, it's like saying, you English. So well, it depends. Do I associate as a guy from Birmingham, as a guy from Newcastle? Because I wouldn't think that, you know, you go to a Brummie and say, oh, you're a nice Geordie, aren't you?
What I find, Tim, is, and you probably noticed it over here, once they fit in with the way the place runs, they should be respected.
Respect is earned everywhere in the world, so you just got to earn your respect, and basically just don't take yourself for granted. Don't be as it too important, you know, and don't think that you're better than anybody else. I think that's the best way to do it. And a lot of people, I mean, there's somebody asking in one of the forums whether you can drink the water, right? And that's a valid question.
That is,
because you don't know, you know. And there's other people who sort of say, no, we're all backwards around here, you know. And they took offence at somebody asking. But the thing is, if you don't know, you've got to ask a question, haven't you? You get the answer, then you know. As opposed to drinking the water out the tap, you can, but I don't like the taste. Because it's, what's the word? Not recycled, from the sea, desalinated. And I always say, if you want to find out whether the water's drinkable, freeze it in an ice cube, and when it's frozen, take it out and smell it. And if you would eat that ice cube, then drink the water, because freezing it concentrates the smell. So I made ice cubes out of the tap water once, took them out, they smell horrible. And so now I always boil the water to make stuff.
So if you're making coffee and stuff, Tim, would you use the tap water, or would you use...
Well, I've got one of these percolators, right? So what I do is I boil a kettle the night before, and then use boiled water in the coffee machine.
Of course, when I moved over, Tim, I brought my AeroPress.
Okay.
Because I have a coffee machine at home in Ireland. It's in my girlfriend's parents' house now. But I got given an AeroPress from the girls in work. And you put ground coffee into it, 2 scoops. You add water up to number 2 on the AeroPress. You push it through, and then the coffee comes out like an espresso shot, and you just add boiling water, and then whatever you want to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't use boiling water in coffee because that'll toast it too much, but nearly boiling is good. But I would always use boiled water for coffee and stuff like that. Obviously, you do potatoes or you're cooking vegetables or anything, you do it straight out of the thing. And some people will drink it, and it's not going to kill you, you know. It's just that I don't particularly like the taste, and I find that the coffee's smoother if I use boiled water in the percolator. I got this little percolator from Wharton, which is one of the electronic shops that I trust. There's a lot of electronic shops you shouldn't trust here.
About electronic shops, Tim, is there anywhere you'd suggest for getting phones fixed or buying electronics?
If you got a phone that you got a problem with, I would always take it to the Pasarela Centre in Los Cristianos. To BGR Solutions.
BGR Solutions.
BGR Solutions. They're in the Pasarela Centre in Los Cristianos, which is up past Andrew's car hire place.
Up past Sanity.
So past Sanity. So if you're on the beach there and you walk up the hill towards Dynastia and those places up there, and Victoria Court, there's a shopping centre there. It's where the Pepper Food Market is.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that's the shopping centre, Pasarela Centre. Top floor there, they've got a shop, and second floor down they've got a repair shop. So I would always take my stuff to BGR Solutions. That's where I got my notebook from.
No.
Discount next time. We've got to make a move, so we're going to get the bill here.
I'll cover it, Tim.
You're going to cover it?
Yeah.
Gentleman and a scallop. Got to look in the camera. Gentleman and a scallop. Thank you very much.
No problem, Tim.
So we'll get the girl over. Or the guy.
It's getting busier now, Dad. It's getting a bit later.
Hola, la cuenta, porfa. So we're going to get the bill. Adam's going to cover it, and I'm going to show you the surface. Actually, the waves have got a bit bigger here. I'm still not straight, am I? Enjoy, Ray. Bye. Ray's off. We've been on an hour now. Scrambled eggs from toast for breakfast, says Ray. Having my makeup done. See you later, says Tony. Well, is somebody going live or something? Maybe, maybe. Hello, Tim and Adam. Best of luck, Adam, with everything going forward, says Pat Shepherd, Stafford.
Thanks, Pat.
Ollie says, what's the weather like in March, Tim? I always say this. The weather is exactly the same every day.
Yeah.
It's just that in the summer, it's warmer at night.
Yeah. So when we first came over the first time, Tim, myself and my girlfriend, the first question I got asked was, will it rain over there? Because we went to Slough and it rained for 2 out of the 3 days we were there.
Yeah.
There was a thunderstorm. And I was like, Caitlin, you will go over there and you will get scalded. We went out on a boat trip, she came back and she was burnt.
Yeah.
And that was with factor 50 on. And that's something I would recommend is keep putting factor 50 on if you're coming over to the island, because you will get burnt, even if it's cloudy.
We're going to have a look at some waves now. Now, just as I zoom in now, the waves have gone down. Great granddad was from Armagh, says Ray Duffy. Scrambled eggs. Pat Stafford, we did that one. Ollie, we did that one. Wi-Fi gone in the house, so we're on mobile data now, says David Butler. Hit the thumbs up. Trevor, so interesting. I have no interest in party. Did that one. How long is Adam staying around? We did that one. Ken Foxy over on an hour on a bus, I think. Caleta di Fuiste has more in it, I think, than Rosario. It's over an hour on a bus also, okay. It's free if you're an oldie like me, says Tip Whitfield. We're going back now. What happens to the coffee? Okay. How far's Rosario from Coralejo? Okay. Andrew. Okay, we're going way back now. So let's go down to the bottom. Ray, so Irish blood in you. I got Irish blood in me as well. The Dowds of Dublin. The Dowds of Dublin.
I find that even over here and in the likes of the United States, everyone has some sort of Irish descent in them.
Because they overtook the world. The Brits overtook it with force, the Irish overtook it with sex.
Sure, look. We're not the worst country to deal with.
You know where a quarter of the Irish passport holders live?
We're probably America.
No, Ireland.
Yeah. Well, right now there's, I'd say, 3/4 of anyone under the age of 35 are now immigrating to Canada, America, Australia. Like, I have a friend who is now talking about going to Australia and is going to Australia, and my brother's talking about going back to Australia because he works in construction.
Okay.
So that's where everyone's kind of going. The cost of living in Ireland going sky high.
Maybe we go up and pay.
Yeah.
We're going to go up and pay ladles and jelly spoons. And then they can have this table. You want to go?
Yeah.
So, while Adam's paying there, I'm gonna wait out here. So it's still misty. Play misty for you. This is where we're at the metropolis. Very busy there. Morning, Ronnie. The guest is called Adam McGuinness, and he's just moved over. If I can still see him. Here he is. Did you manage to pay in the end, or are we doing a runner?
I managed to pay it in. I was thinking about it though.
So we've got to get to Veronica's now. Do you want to go a different way? We'll go this way, yeah?
Yeah.
So we'll park just opposite Veronica's in the underground car park there by McDonald's. I always wanted a car like that where you could park it anywhere you liked. Blocking 2 disabled spots. He's in it though, so I suppose if somebody bibs, he'll move. So there's the mountains for you. Look at the dust.
Yeah.
Taking our lives in our hands here, pal. We're going to go this way and left.
No problem.
I'm going to walk down the middle though, because there's less people on the middle. Cool dudes. So we're going to stay on. Sometimes the microphone stops after an hour,
Yeah.
so let me know if the microphone stops. Morning, Ronnie. Tim and guest is Adam.
Morning, guys. So, Tim, is that a battery saver that it cuts off for an hour, or?
I don't know what it is. I think it's basically it's a feature that when you connect it to a non-DJI product,
Yeah.
it'll only do it for an hour.
Okay,
Or it may be
cuts off.
it may be something that I've set up. I don't know, but we'll see. So all the worst comes to the worst, just get yourself one of these vans. You could be a surfer, a professional surfer.
One of the the estate agents
Yeah.
that we went to said that if we can't find somewhere, that she knows someone with a camper van.
Wow.
So,
Well, there's some nice spots to stop at there, and they seem to be pretty good about letting you stop somewhere as long as you're not there forever. You know what I mean? If you move once every couple of days, they're all right with you. That's what it looks like anyway. There's people at the top of our road. There's a nice little road with lots of parking that nobody uses up by the banana plantation. A lot of people stay up there. It's a beautiful view. Central for the town, great for the bus. Talking about the bus is changing in Cayo Salvaje. So I always say get the 473 from Los Cristianos or Los Gigantes, and that is no longer the case. The 473 next month will no longer come into Cayo Salvaje. It'll stop at the top of the road, so you got to walk into town.
that's another thing I'll say to him that I did when I was coming over on holidays and stuff. I know that's coming over. Study the bus system over here and get to know it because it's so handy.
It is handy, yeah. Especially if you get the 10 mass card.
Yeah.
But what they've done is there's an express bus, the 471, that goes from Los Cristianos to Playa Paraíso. We'll take our lives in our hands. Los Cristianos to Paraíso, and it doesn't go up to a decky, I don't think, and it misses all the little stops out. So it's quite a fast bus. So it's the difference between half an hour and nearly an hour on the bus. And what they decided to do now is to extend the 471 to Cayo Salvaje. So you will not get the 473 anymore when it changes next month. You won't get the 473 anymore. You get the 471, and that'll come to Cayo Salvaje. And the Nebula restaurant down in the bottom is the place where it's going to finish. Says my wallet's been left behind, it's in my pocket. So it's going to finish in Kayasavaki and start in Kayasavaki.
Yeah.
So, which is good because that means it's quicker to Los Cristianos.
Yeah.
But it'd be slower to go to Los Gigantes, because in Los Gigantes you've got to get the bus to Armeñimi and then you've got to get off the bus and get on the 473 going the other way. So you can't have a one bus from Kayasavaki now to Los Gigantes anymore. And if you're on the Los Gigantes bus coming to Kayasavaki, it'll go past Kayasavaki at the top of the road. It'll actually stop there if you want to get off and walk down.
Yeah.
But it'll go to Armeñimi, then you get off there and wait for the 471 to go all the way through Playa Paraíso. So from Los Gigantes to Kayasavaki is going to be less.
Or what's like we sorted out the 10 plus card in Los Cristianos near Harry's Tea Rooms. Is there a few of say those places where you can sort the 10 plus card around the island?
There are a few, but they are sometimes few and far between. They will be in certain shops, but mostly you're better off going to the bus station, the central bus station to top up, or by Harriet's there, the bus station in Los Cristianos. So we've got 84 people still watching, 73 thumbs up. We're walking on the back road now. It's getting warm now, isn't it?
It is getting very warm. I'd say we were probably looking at 25 degrees today.
Yep, definitely.
It's a big change from cutting hedges in the rain.
Caitlin's on. Caitlin Earl.
Yeah.
Is that your Caitlin?
Yeah.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Heard all about you. Not all about you, but that your name's Caitlin.
That's the person that keeps me out of trouble, Tim.
Exactly. So what's she doing now?
I don't know what she's doing now.
We're going to get in a load of trouble now because we're going to pass the Dubliner.
Yeah. Well,
you never know what happens then. I don't drink anymore. I don't drink any less.
I haven't drank in 4 years. Well, 4 years on Paddy's Day, Tim. But
was that a conscious decision, or you just didn't like it after a while?
No, I did it for mental health, Tim.
Gotcha.
So my go-to drink now is coffee.
Cool. You can't have too much of that. So here's the Dubliner.
A very busy, famous bar over here.
Never been. Never been in it. And of course the world famous Palms Chippy, which I have been.
Yes, very famous. Last time I was here in December, Tim, to talk to estate agents and stuff, I went to Palms Chippy one day and met Lee the McMaster having his fish and chips.
The leader McMaster. He's going to Australia.
Australia.
Down under. G'day, Cobber. Perth. H10 Palmeiras. And we got the Railway Tavern, the best fish and chip shop on the island. Palms, fish and chips, and the Bell. And if you buy drinks in the Railway or the Bell, you can take your fish and chips and eat them outside there. Because I think the fish and chip shop doesn't have any seats outside, maybe one table. Yeah. So, and it's always better to have it there than have it somewhere else. Microphone still on. Trish is saying good luck with the move to Caitlin.
And it can get very busy very quickly in the Palms.
Yep.
So if you're looking for fish and chips, I'd recommend going early.
Or book.
Yeah, or book.
You can actually book it online or on the phone and say, I want to book it, but I'll pick it up at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever, whenever you want, and then just whip by and pick it up. But I would recommend eating immediately.
Yeah.
Because if you pack it up
The heat
and
the
take it
steam,
away, yeah,
steam
it
affects the
steams
fish.
the batter.
Yeah.
The fish is the same, but the batter will be different. Now Tenerife, me and Janet to go there 3 times a year too. La Caleta, we love it. La Caleta is a beautiful place, and it's even got better now. It's got a lot more restaurants now. They've redone all the roads. They've got a beautiful panorama down to the COOKBOOK beach bar, and you're right on the way towards the maritime walkway towards Los Cristianos. It's really, really nice now, and quite wheelchair friendly now as well. It didn't used to be.
Yeah, which is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Chinese like on the island, Tim?
My favourite Chinese is up in Santa Cruz, so the top of the Meridiano Centre. They've got like this all-you-can-eat thing. I think it was $10 when I was there. It's probably 15 now. And but that's one of my favourite ones. But I've heard a lot of people saying that the Mongolian up by the Pasarela Centre is really good.
Yeah.
So you can do a lot of stuff there. Yeah, and saying La Caleta is beautiful. What's your favourite restaurant there? 88, the Asian fusion restaurant. Take my life in my hands. So here we are. What time is it now?
It's going on
20
to 11.
Oh dear, I'm going to be late. We are painting, me and Jack, in Miles Platling at the moment. Give us a shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, Ronnie and Jack are painting in Miles Platling at the moment. Good shout out. So here we go, coming up towards the Traveller's Rest and Leonardo's.
Very popular places on the island, and they're well known.
Right. National Police. Sounds like an electric car. First Traveller's Rest. And right next door, Leonardo's. I think these girls have not been home yet from Veronica's. Oh.
Is Veronica's an all-night thing, Tim, or is there a closing time, say 4 o'clock?
I don't know, to say the truth, but I think there must be a closing time.
There has to be.
Take my life in my hands. So this is Sol Tenerife. That's where Lee stays mostly.
Very popular hotel.
Uh-huh. Canary shuttle. "95 people still watching. Hope you're enjoying yourselves on this beautiful walk down the back road to Veronica's. You got any more stories, Adam?
Not that I can think of, Tim, at the moment.
You're saying you got a qualification as a barman?
Yeah.
Did you get that on the job or did you go to college for that?
I went to a course in Ireland and got a level 5 qualification in bar work.
Cool, dude.
And before that, I worked in Langton's Hotel in Kilkenny, which is a 4-star hotel and it's very popular. And done glass collecting and stuff in a nightclub there. That has a capacity of 1,200 people.
Wow.
Because it's also their main wedding venue.
Okay.
So it's where like people will get married and stuff. And then on Thursday nights, Saturday nights, and it's a nightclub.
Okay.
Till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Cool, dude. All right.
All right, mate.
Working hard. So here we are at Veronica's. I'm going to go over to the rails so you can see what it's like in the daytime. Disappointing, I say. Because flashing lights and loud music is what it's renowned for.
Yeah.
And in the day, it's sort of a bit grubby, to tell you the truth. Webby's on. Morning, Webby.
Morning, Webby.
We just been to the Moonlight Bar. There's no Wi-Fi, so your live's cancelled. Just joking. I'm looking in the camera, you see. See if you know Webby, then what you got to do is say, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How the devil are you? I love the way that I look today. It's really fantastic." But you should be looking here at your people. Yep.
Because it obviously goes off your facial recognition and it follows you.
Not this one, but the other one does. The Pocket 3 does. So Sugar Reef. If you want to see some nighttime stuff here, go to Cole's Place, COL''S Place, and you'll see
what the nightlife is like.
What the nightlife's like. I've had a massive shave, he says. That's not how you spell shit. Oh, sorry. So, we're going to go over to McDonald's, as I call it, McDonuts. We're going to take our lives in our hands on this zebra crossing here. Papa Cool. Mini casino. Plaza Floor. Is that a gay bar?
I'm not sure, Tim, but I see a few of those mini casinos around the island.
I don't ever see any people in them though.
No, I actually haven't.
No. Maybe it's a money laundering outfit. Nobody in there, but they take 20 million a week.
Yeah. That's another thing I find you have to be careful with, Tim, is people approaching you on the street.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if you look like a victim, they'll approach you.
Yeah.
If you don't look like a victim, they probably won't. So just don't wear flashy jewellery or watches. Keep all your stuff close to your chest. Don't take anything too important out if you're going on a drinking night. What are these guys looking at? It's how to use a forklift. So there we are. Benetton, here's the parking garage. So we're just going to sit down here and see what you guys are saying. Adidas, impossible is nothing. That's Toyota, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, pickpockets in Tenerife right now. There's always pickpockets in Tenerife.
There's pickpockets everywhere, I find.
Always, and it's not just Tenerife.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, but as I say, just don't be a victim. So don't wear your backpack on your back with something valuable in it. Keep your stuff hanging around your waist. And
or if you have an inside pocket, use it.
Exactly. And the best thing is COVID was the best thing because you kept your distance from people, right?
Yeah.
So if people are within 5 feet of you, just look them in the eye.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to do. Just look them straight in the eye. And if somebody comes up and bothers you to sign something or to ask you a question, just tell them don't come any closer. You can even tell them you've got COVID if you want.
Yeah.
So just don't be a victim. Ian's on. Webby just come in. We're going to finish it here for now. So don't forget, Webby Sports Roundup around about 3:15 we'll be going live. As soon as I get home, I'll stick up the thing so you can click it for a reminder. And I don't think you need it because Webby's texted everybody and his mother. So I'd like to thank Adam McGuinness. It's not going to be the last time you're going to be on, I don't think.
No.
So I think we'll get, as soon as you get your green card, we'll do an update.
An update on how...
Or when you get a job, that's a good
Yeah.
thing, yeah. So you just keep in touch. And if you want to start a YouTube channel, let me know and I'll give you any pointers you need.
Definitely, Tim. It's something I'm definitely interested in doing.
And now the battery's going, so we got to leave you for here. So this is Tim and Adam for Living with MS in Tenerife signing off. See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you.
Wouldn't want to be you.